Welcome to Inside Look. I'm Jeff Lyons. My guest today is Gabe Pontones, one of the other members of our freshman class here of 2025 at 14 News. Welcome, Gabe.
I'm glad to be here. I love being here.
You're one of the very few people that approach me about being in here. Usually I have to trace people down and drag them in here kicking and screaming to talk.
Well, my dad's been wondering when I've been on here, and I've wanted to be on here. I did a couple podcast things in college. So.
Well, they do know you're in Evansville and you're working on TV,
oh,
right?
Yes, they know.
Okay.
They know.
I don't want to blow your cover here, if you've made it this far. So
they know I'm here.
Yeah. So you're from Indianapolis.
Correct.
Talk about growing up there.
Oh, man. Indy, the 317. That's our area code.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm a
you
phone
know.
freak, too.
Oh,
Yes.
there you
yes.
go.
We're 812 down here.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Well, Indianapolis, how far back do you want me to go?
Well, we'll just start with your, high school and that. When did you get into broadcasting? What kind of sparked your interest?
Well, to tell you the truth, when I was in high school, I really still didn't know what I wanted to do. I kept asking people, it's like, how did you figure out what you wanted to do? And as an elective, my senior year, it was like my first semester of senior year, and I'm thankful it was my first semester because second semester was kind of destroyed by COVID.
Oh, that's
So,
right.
yeah.
You were in that unfortunate generation. So,
yeah, my high school graduation was in mid-July on a football field, and we were all spread out. But anyway, first semester senior year, I took a TV broadcasting class as an elective, and I was like, wow, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm liking going up to all my friends, and well, not necessarily friends, but like classmates and people I didn't know, and just asking them, how things are and what they think of the school, and yeah.
Okay, so it came that way. And I know you were in scout. I mean, you went to the top rank in scouting too, right? Eagle Scout?
Yes.
Well, that's a big deal. So, what was your grand finale? You had to do a big
my project,
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What was my project? Well, the charter organization for us was this church, and I helped them blaze a prayer trail in this wooded property they had in their backlot property. And they were really appreciative of it, and that's what I did. It's honestly the most interesting stuff is all the other stuff. I mean, the project you do to help other people, and it really teaches you how to lead this big effort. But I mean, just all the little things you pick up, just like how to think on your feet, and spending time outdoors. That's what it's all about. I loved all
Did
that.
you like the outdoors aspect of it, and sleeping under the stars, and
yeah.
frying your bacon over this fire and all that
yes.
stuff? Okay.
And weather
Yes.
is a key role in that.
Well, I was going to ask, because I know you minored in that when you were at IU in atmospheric science, so I was going to ask if you earned the weather badge when you were in Scouts.
I believe I did. I'd need to go back and check my sash. It's been a while.
You mean you don't wear your sash when you go out
No.
on stories? That could open some doors for you. You
Oh.
gotta use everything you have.
Yeah.
We do a lot of scout visits, or have done them here at the station, and it's interesting. Some troops will come in and simply watch a newscast and ask a few questions, and I think that gets you the badge. On the other hand, I've been approached to go all day on a Saturday and like a curriculum, like they send this booklet out. And I thought, well, geez, I'll be a scout by the time I do this. And it's very particular and rigorous, I thought, well, and you got to build a rain gauge and an anemometer and stuff. So how did you get yours, if you got one? Do you remember? You would have remembered.
I remembered. I did mine, I think, at a summer camp. So every year there's this big summer camp. You're out camping for an entire week. And you go out and you try to earn as many merit badges as you can. And, I remember having to do a rain gauge. It was very rudimentary. We put a
Any couple do.
Yep, we just put this plastic Dixie cup and stuck it onto a tree and had the little Sharpie marker for rain gauge. Of course, it's mid-July. We got no rain. So it's 0 inches of rain.
That's an easy observation
Yes.
to take. So then you head down the road to Bloomington.
Yes.
To Indiana University. Now, I'm assuming COVID, was your freshman year then in COVID?
Yes.
So did you actually go to Bloomington, or did you have to sit out in Ellettsville and phone it in or something?
Well, I was in Bloomington, but I never really went to in-person classes. At the beginning, they said I was in hybrid classes, and then like I moved in like the week before, and then they all switched to like online classes, and I'm like, well, I really didn't need to spend all the money to live here, but I enjoyed it either way. You know, back to weather, while I was at IU, one of my weather professors, Cody Kirkpatrick, he is fantastic, and he really got me even more interested in weather. I mean, the main reason I took weather was really because I wanted to broaden my horizons. My focus was sports media. And, you know, I know that's a very hyper competitive thing. But my goal was always doing sports media at a local level, but for a national team. So like reporting on the Colts at an Indianapolis like local level, kind of doing
Sure.
what Max does here.
Right.
And
did you know Max in college? Because you both went to IU. And
we both went
through
to
the program.
IU, but I never saw him. And
Yeah.
same with Emma. It's really bizarre. I don't know how we didn't bump into each other.
It's a big place.
It is a big place. And it's got a big media school, one of
Sure.
the best media schools I've ever seen. I mean, their studios are crazy.
Yeah, I was a graduate many years ago of the telecommunications department, which no longer exists. I mean, it was merged into or folded into the media school.
You're an
And-
IU grad?
Yeah, oh yeah. And we at that time were in the old radio TV building, Studio 5 and 6, were over kind of by where the library
I had
is.
classes in there.
Yeah, and that's where I got the bug because I would be. You always needed talent, somebody to be on camera to read something or do something, and I was like, well, this is because I thought I wanted to be behind the scenes, like running the switcher and stuff. And then doing that, it was like, oh yeah, I should be doing this, and so yeah, that's how I came out of it. And then I had a sideline in journalism, but they didn't allow a double major back then because I wanted to be like a reporter or something, and then got thrown into weather. So you came here thinking you were going to be a photographer, right? And then poof,
Yeah.
you're on the air.
So the story of how I came here was I was job hunting. I graduated in December of 2024, and I was hunting for jobs for a few months. And in early April, Indiana Broadcasters Association had their big job fair at the Colts complex in Indy, and I saw all three Evansville stations there, 14, 25, and 44, and I talked to all of them, but Emily found me and was like,
Our news director.
yes, our
Emily
news
Erickson,
director.
yeah.
Sorry, I
That's
know.
all right. No, that's all right. Keep going.
But she found me and she said, hey, we found you in our talent pool. And I recognize you from other job fairs you've been to because as I was going through college, I had gone to a couple of these before and I had seen her. Of course, I wasn't quite graduating yet, so I didn't have my reel yet. I just wanted to see what it was like. And I guess she remembered me. And by that point, I had it in the talent pool. So she was like, we have a photographer position. Apply for that. We'll talk later. And we talked later, and the rest is history. I'm here now.
You came right on the air. I mean, I don't think I ever saw you just shooting, or did you maybe the first day or two?
The first
Or week or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was basically a photog. They were teaching me how to do VOSOTs and all that stuff, and slowly but surely we built our way up. We're making packages, we're going on air. Oh, now we're going live out in the field and all that stuff. And
Yeah, you picked it up just like that too.
yeah.
So we don't give out merit badges here, so nothing for the sash. But it's funny because we've had so many new people here that
Yeah.
have come through these job fairs, and I was sent up to do a job fair one time at IU actually, and I thought,
wow.
I get to go up to Bloomington,
we
and get
go.
lunch at Nick's and that kind of stuff, and went over, and they had all the tables set up. I couldn't draw flies. Nobody wanted to be a weatherman. None.
Oh.
And, I finally wound up talking to some student, hopeful screenwriter. Everybody wanted to go into the movies that had been
Yeah.
directed to this thing. I'm not quite sure why, but
Cinematography
yeah,
is big.
cinematography, and yeah. So, but had you been there, see, I would have hooked you for weather, just like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You never would have been working in the field.
Well,
but-
because the main reason I was primarily sports. I still want to do sports, but I'm like, I need to broaden my horizons here. I know I'm
Sure.
going to end up at a news station very likely, and I had space for a minor, in my schedule. And I'm like, well, I already like the weather, and I know weather is an essential part of local news and news in general. And I'm like, well, let's take these classes. I know it's earth and atmospheric sciences, but I took all meteorology classes.
Sure.
And, I picked up a lot. It's been a couple years, so I need to brush up on it. But like all the SQTs and all that stuff, I did all that.
It's still the same 50 states. As long as you can name those, you're in. So
there you go.
I've trained people that didn't know all 50 states, and that's a little
wow.
tricky. The big square ones get a little confusing out
you
west.
got Wyoming
You're right,
and Colorado.
Right. I know those scary lookalikes out there, but I think I mean, maybe you share this opinion, but you're coming into the business at a very exciting time because while they're asking more of everybody, there's more diversity in what you do. I mean, I'm finding that, and I'm an old guy, right? I'm doing a podcast. I never would have thought of that, doing weather and some other projects too. So, I think it's there for the asking if you're willing to do the work.
Sure.
But you're on weekends, and that's a tough slog because you've got to have something, stories, got to find them out there.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with the pressure, that monkey on your back, that every Saturday you wake up and you better have something?
Well, normally what we do, we kind of play it a little bit by ear. We kind of look at calendars, and I know our assignment director, Brian, he'll usually have something as like a placeholder where, if we don't have something, you have something.
Right.
But, you look around, and usually on the weekends, because people are at home more, that's when a lot of, house fires happen. That's when a lot of stuff. So a lot of the things that you plan on doing, you don't actually end up doing. You end up going live at something. I mean,
breaking news and so forth.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. I mean, I was sent out, for the suspicious package at Costco and the house explosion and all that. And I didn't plan on doing any of that.
Yeah.
And so it's just and sometimes that becomes your story, and that's going back to scouts, learning how to think on your feet.
Yeah, be prepared,
is
right?
Being prepared.
Yeah, okay.
You have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's what I've, really learned to do on weekends, especially when you're more on your own. There's not, the office is almost empty. You've only got a handful of people around. So you got to kind of think for yourself. You got to make your own calls and your own decisions. And as long as, you're able to put that on the air, I think
if you could pick, like just create a story, or not create one, but you know what I'm talking about, cover a story or do a story. What would you like to do? Like sports? Or,
I was about to
say
it's all, I love sports. That was my main thing. I wanted to be like a sports reporter. I talked to Zach Kiefer from The Athletic. He was one of my professors. And he's an amazing sports writer. I wanted to be a sports writer, and sports is super hyper competitive, but I think I can get there at some point.
Sure. And the news is a great basis for
Exactly. I wanted to be able to do everything, because if you're doing sports, you have to know how to do everything else. Basically, you still have to know how to edit, how to write, and if you talk to all these different people, you get experience with all these different personalities, and sports have some unique personalities in them. There's a lot of people.
You hung out a lot at the Speedway, right? For the Indy 500,
oh, yeah.
The Brickyard.
The Brickyard.
Yeah. What draws you to auto racing or for Indy race cars?
Well, I think it has to do with just the fact that I was so close to it. I mean, elementary school, preschool through 6th grade, I went to St. Christopher's Elementary School. And it's one of the closest schools to the Speedway, or I think it's the closest Catholic church to the Speedway, because our priest, Father Mike, back in the day, he would do the invocation.
Well, sure.
Every
and
year
St. Christopher, the patron saint of safe travel, isn't it, or something like that? You have a St. Christopher statue on your dashboard. I mean, I don't know if you do or not, but so you just sort of it just percolated.
It's just part of it.
Huh?
It's mainly that I spent so much time of my childhood in Speedway, and it's just a culture that's so ingrained into that area, and it permeates everywhere. There's checkered flags everywhere. All the street signs have these like checkered flags on them, and it's awesome. And we're so close to the track that you can hear the like from our house
and smell the burning tires
and all that.
Yeah. So, well, that's fun. And so, were you an infield guy, or did you sit in the grandstand when you went, or what was your preference?
I usually sit in the grandstands. What we would do ever since I was little we would sit in the infield. They would do like tire testing and they would run the cars. And whenever my dad was able to pick us up early from school, we'd drive the 2 minutes over to the speedway and from school, and we would watch the cars go around. And of course it's completely free. You just go in and you sit on the grass and you just watch the cars go by. But for the race, I've been to every race for the past 7-8 years now, and we're usually in the grandstands. I like G Stand. It's like this little hidden gem because you can see both turns 1 and 2, and that's where most of the wrecks happen. So you see the most action that isn't just driving in circles in that area.
And you're thinking breaking news, of course.
Oh,
You would be there with gear and ready to go, right?
And the view, you are in view of the IU Health Center with the chopper and everything.
Right.
You see all the helicopters and the ambulances like right there inside turn 1. So, I mean, yeah.
So what's your family like? Are you from a big family or a small family, or you have brothers and sisters? Or
I have one brother. Both my parents still living in Indy.
Yeah.
Hello. They're wonderful people. My mom is retiring actually in about a month, less than that. She worked at the Indiana State Department of Health.
Okay.
She was the state epidemiologist for a while.
So she was a little busy then in your senior year and freshman in college.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Right.
She was losing her mind at her laptop, and it was kind of a bad laptop. It was always so slow, and I was having to fix it all the time. But my dad is an electrical engineer, and he works at Rolls-Royce in Indy.
Building the big jets?
Yes, building jet engines.
Jet engines, yeah.
Yes, he builds engines for both commercial and military. And because he works with the military, he's not allowed to say a lot of what he does.
Yeah.
So I don't really know a ton of what he does. I think he tests engines. That's like what he goes to the testing thing. But I don't know anything about what goes on because, again, military engines. And my brother is studying to become an electrical engineer. He is currently at Purdue right now. He's a sophomore, I believe. Oh boy, I'm going to get in trouble if I get that wrong.
That's okay.
I believe he's a sophomore.
Yeah, we can edit it in post. Don't worry about that.
In
We
post.
can fix anything. So, well, it's interesting that you chose such a different path. And just parenthetically here, Max Parker, same thing. Everybody in his family is like a rocket scientist, and he's here, with us in TV land. So, and that's fine. I was supposed to be an engineer too, but it just didn't work out that way. So, I'm glad that it worked out for us anyway, that you would come down here and spend a little bit of time. You like the tri-state? You like it down here?
Yeah, I love the tri-state. I think I had known Evansville was, a place prior to being hired. I didn't, I never visited.
Oh, it's a place.
It's a place.
Yeah.
But places like Henderson and Owensboro especially, I'm like, wow, I had literally never heard of this place, and it's like a really genuine place.
Oh, it is. It's a great city.
It's a great city. I'm like, how is it not more famous or what? I don't know, but it's gorgeous, and I love Smothers Park and just being there. Evansville also just great time on the river. I mean, I think the Ohio River it just makes it such a special, unique situation and unique circumstance. I love it.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you're here, and I'm glad you took a little bit of time out for us on Inside Look,
Absolutely.
Gabe. All right. Thank you very much for being with us. Yeah, that microphone's going to get you one way or the other here. They always get in the way.
You're getting bopping me.
Yeah. If you'd like to listen to all of our podcasts, you can do that wherever you get your podcasts. Also, listen to our companion show that's called What's the Trend, and that's with Casey Mason and Aaron Weeks. It runs on Fridays, so we're just branching out. You're next. You got to start a podcast. We have a badge for that, by the way.
Oh, nice.
It's a little known badge to do that, a merit badge.
I'll have to come up with a trend.
Yes, that would be good. This may be a trend, creating podcasts. Anyway, we will see you and listen to you next time. Thanks for joining. I'm Jeff Lyons.